What just happened in Cleveland? Game of the year. Game of the year. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Black Quarterback Series, where we do black quarterbacks all the time. Let's get it. It's Cam Newton. 9 for 16, 119 yards and an interception. Bad first quarter, decent second quarter, but they was never able to get the offense going. Never. It was Cam threw the interception. I think it was a pick six. And the Patriots offense just didn't have enough horses to overcome the Rams' ferocious defense. I had that defense here. Michael Brockers was a St. Louis Ram. Aaron Donald was a St. Louis Ram. And a couple more of those guys on the defense were St. Louis Rams. So I know all too well about that defense that I used to root for. And it's ferocious, man, especially with the Patriots not having the best offensive line. They have a decent one, but it was too much. It was too much for Cam Newton to overcome. And like I told my friend earlier, it takes Cam to be Superman in order for them to be competitive. So we have big questions about Cam. Is his career over? Is it done? Is it just a circumstance? Is it him? I don't know. I don't want to say he's done, but hopefully he looks a lot better if he gets a shot next year. Because this year is just a wrap. So my only thing that I hope for the Patriots, and for Cam's sake, I hope they get to 8-8. It's possible to get to 8-8. I'm not sure who they play down the stretch, but get to 8-8. Get to 8-8, salvage the season. Look at the season, and then we'll address that when it comes. So shout out to Cam for being a warrior and keeping it moving. He might be hurt again. It might be his shoulder, just for the simple fact that the hit he took on the sideline a couple weeks ago. So that's what I say. Yeah, that's really all I got for that game. And so let's transition into the Golden State of the NFL. They spotted the Dolphins 10 points. Kansas City Chiefs spotted the Dolphins 10 points and proceed to score 30 points after that. And it didn't get close towards the end, and it really wasn't that close. The final score was 27-33, but it was never that close. At one point, it was 10 to 30 something. I think it was 10 to 30. Like, it was over at that point. These guys are just phenomenal. And Patrick Mahomes is the wheel master of the puffin master of all this. He was 24 for 34, 343 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 1 interception was his fault. 2 of the interceptions were it hit another player and it popped up in the air and then the defender caught it. So those interceptions wasn't really his fault in my opinion. But these dudes are just special. Like I said, they started off slow, very non-KC-like, and then they end the game like Kansas City. They punched him in the mouth in the second and third quarter, and it was really much over from there. But there were some things that Miami took advantage of that good teams should look at. The pressure of the quarterback up the middle, and just making Patrick Mahomes really uncomfortable. I think the way to beat Patrick Mahomes is the same way you beat Tom Brady. You pressure it up the middle, you make it uncomfortable, and you have athletic ends on the side. Well, this is more for Patrick Mahomes because we know Tom Brady can't run. You put athletic guys on the side and make Patrick Mahomes, you keep him in one spot because he's not a runner like that, but he can jump out the window, so to speak, and make something happen with his legs. So if you're a good team, I would look at that first quarter and just see what you can do with that. But ultimately, it's Kansas City, so who knows? You might not be able to stop them. And it's Kansas City. Final score, like I said, was 27-33, and they came through with the win. Patrick Mahomes played Patrick Mahomes football at the end of the game. Didn't even look like he had that good of a game. When you look up, he almost threw for 400 yards. Dude is amazing. So we're going to get to Kyler Murray. A healthier looking Kyler Murray, so to speak. Kyler Murray looked a lot healthier. He has in the last 2-3 weeks. He was 24 for 34, 24 for 35, 244 yards, a touchdown. It wasn't a sexy win. It wasn't an ugly win. It was an average win. They ended up winning the game. That's pretty much what I would say about this game. Like I said, he looked much healthier. The defense was really good, but granted, it was against the NFC East team. It was against the Giants. Hassan Reddick, he set the record for sacks by a Cardinals defender. I was very surprised that was even a stat. But let's get to Kyler Murray. He didn't make a lot of splash plays. The plays that he did make, they were just enough to get by, type thing. There's really nothing here, honestly. I want to be spectacular and tell y'all what happened, but it was just a run-of-the-mill good win. They beat a bad team. They did what they were supposed to beat a bad team. Trying to stay in the playoff hunt, and that's really all it is. It's just an overall good win from the Cardinals. They did what they're supposed to. To this game that I have a whole lot to say. First of all, please block for Deshaun Watson. It was another one of those games where they couldn't hold Deshaun Watson upright. He was running for his life the whole game. He had to turn manure into chocolate. It was just awful. They had Mr. Trubisky out there looking like John Elway. Dude threw for almost 270 yards and 3 touchdowns. The game was never close, and it wasn't Deshaun's fault. His numbers look pretty pedestrian, but this is what you do when you're running for your life. He was 21 for 30, 230. It was 21 for 30, 219 yards and touchdown. The defense was just too much. I completely forgot about Khalil Mack. And Khalil Mack just said, "Hey, I'm here," and was just running rampant. I have completely forgot about the Bears defense. I just looked at Mr. Trubisky and I was like, "Oh, they can't win." They ended up winning. It's 34-7. Deshaun got hurt towards the end of the game and ended up coming back, and the warrior he is, keep fighting. Deshaun needs to be saved. I know he's the second highest paid guy in the league, but it's we don't even get a chance to see him play because their team is so awful. They're so awful. And it's just as y'all can see, I feel bad for him. Hopefully next season is better when they get Eric Bieniemy in there and get a good B coordinator. Hopefully they can get his career off the ground. Because at this point, he's looking like Phillip Rivers in San Diego. I want Deshaun to be competitive at least. But with this BS that the Texans are giving him, he's not being competitive at all. And it's very sad. It's very sad to watch. It's just very sad. It's very sad to watch. I thought they was going to have a better season than this. I knew dude was going to get fired, but I didn't know he made it this much of a dumpster fire before he left. And Deshaun is literally the only thing worth watching in Houston. Literally the only thing worth watching in Houston. So hopefully they turn it around next season. I'm going to be here covering it. And we're going to move on from this sad story to a somewhat sad story. I think they're 4-10 now. Teddy Bridgewater. I had such high expectations for this team. I really thought they were going to be able to do something. I thought they were going to fight for a playoff spot. I thought they were going to be not contenders, but I thought they was going to challenged Tom Brady for that second spot in the NFC South, and it just never happened, man. With all the injuries and I don't think they've had any corona cases, but just with all the injuries and the inconsistent play, it's just rough to watch them. It's rough to watch them. So Teddy Bridgewater was 30 for 40, 283 yards, 3 rushing attempts for 31 yards. I don't know I think the injury that Teddy Bridgewater sustained really messed his rest of his season up because it threw him out of rhythm. Like, y'all know, I put him in the intro because he earned it. He made that phenomenal play and played excellent in that game. But ever since that game, he hasn't been nowhere near as good as he was. If I remember, I'm going to put the stats up, one from ever since that game and now, because I'm interested to see how those numbers look. So the defense gave up way too many big plays. The play over the top, a big run. Every time Drew Lock needed a play, the defense gave it to him. And Teddy wasn't able to capitalize. They're doing a really bad job in the red zone and the passing game. They can never get in the end zone, whether it's the passing game. The running game is excellent. I will say the running game is excellent. Teddy Bridgewater, Christian McCaffrey, and the other guy, number 28, excellent in the running game. But when it comes to passing in the red zone, they just can't get it done. They can't get it done. I think I'm gonna say to them the same thing I'm saying about New England. I just want to see them get to 8-8. If they can get to 8-8, that'd be cool. I don't think it's even possible for them to get to 8-8 now. But I would love to see them go 6-10, 7-9. Because this team is better than their record is showing. I believe in this Carolina team. The record is not showing how good they actually can be. So we're going to get to Seattle, and I'm going to make this quick because they played the Jets. Final score, I think, was 40-3 when I checked. Russell Wilson went crazy. 21 for 27, 206 yards, 4 touchdowns, and interception. It was never close, like I said. Russell Wilson got his mojo back this game. Hopefully, this propels him into a good playoff run, because I would love to see him back in the playoff in the Super Bowl. I don't know if he's going to make the Super Bowl, but I would love to see him there. Play well. Hopefully he can take this and build off it. Now, he still threw an interception, but the interception was just an NFL player making an NFL play. If I remember, I'm gonna show it. So that interception, I don't even count on him. You could say the pass was underthrown. You could say that the pass was underthrown. I would get that, but it was just an NFL player making an NFL play. If you want to ask me honestly. So, good game by Russell. And so now we have one of the big games, and this is why I saved it for last. Jalen Hurts' first start going up against the vaunted, Saints defense against Taysom Hill. I ain't into getting into that. But Jalen Hurts, which is why we're here. He was Lamar Jr. He reminded me of Lamar his first season. And they tailored the offense to him. The offensive line did him a lot of favors, because he was doing the same thing Wentz was doing when he was holding the ball, trying to wait to see if somebody gets open. But the offensive line did a pretty good job of holding the line well enough to him, where if the one or two option went there, he was able to jump out the window and go. So he did good with that. He was 17 for 30, not a good completion percentage. 167 yards, a touchdown. And then he rushed for 18 attempts, 106 yards. Very Lamar type numbers. Very Cam Newton numbers. The defense, the order of the day was defense and run the ball. And that's what they did well. They played defense and they ran the ball. They made Taysom Hill day miserable. And the running the ball was really excellent. Played well for his first start, man. I'm very impressed with Jalen Hurts, because I remember when he was in college, and I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to pass on this level. I didn't think that he was even gonna be able to play on this level, to be honest with you. I thought he was gonna have to change positions. So he played well. I was very impressed with him. That second half was very shaky. That second half I didn't like. The second half was not very good. He did a lot more running than I would like him to. Didn't pass the ball well enough in the second half, and that gave New Orleans a chance to get back into the game. So, but overall, if I had to grade his first game, I would grade it probably 79 to 80 because they won. They won, so it has to be a passing grade, but it wasn't good enough because you let them back in the game. But for what he was dealing with and the trash that he's playing around, I would have to give him a C. A high C though, 78. So honorable mentions today because we had a couple guys who played that I didn't think was going to play. Geno Smith, like I said, he plays for Seattle, and he didn't mess it up. He played for Seattle because they were blowing out the Jets, and Russell Wilson. They sat Russell Wilson down, said that's enough terrorizing, bro. You good? Didn't mess it up. And Dwayne Haskins, my guy. He was on my. I remember Dwayne Haskins. I think was on my second of the first one of the second season. I think one of his preseason highlights was one of my opening trailers. I like Dwayne Haskins. He reminds me of Cam Newton. He looked good. The passes that he threw were very nice. I think it's 5 for 7. Threw well. I want to see him play more because I think he got a raw deal. And I like Haskins. I want Haskins to play more and get what he needs to. So hopefully they trade him or he gets to walk. Or he might win the job again because Alex Smith retires because he's injured again. I don't necessarily know what's going on with that. Hopefully it's a speedy recovery. So I don't know. So that's all I got for you guys this week. Oh no, it's not all I got. I have Monday Night Football. So check that out. So as I said in the other one, I'm recording this after the Monday night game. So you guys saw all the video that I recorded Sunday night from the Sunday game. And if I didn't knew this game was going to be as good, I would have covered every game tonight so I could set this up better. But obviously I didn't. So this video alone might be 10 minutes. There's so much meat and drama in this game. Hopefully my phone don't die because my phone is kind of low energy before I get to it. And I'm not about to shortchange y'all. I'm finna walk y'all through this. This might be a video in itself. This is the best game I've probably watched all year other than the Ravens versus Cam. Big shout out to the backup quarterback for the Ravens for not messing it up and keeping us in the game. Big shout out to Baker Mayfield. He played his butt off. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. They got a squad over there. We're gonna be fighting with the Cleveland Browns for the next 10 years. Shout out to them because they got a squad over there. But today is Lamar's day. Legacy building game. Legacy building. He built his legacy tonight. He built on the legacy tonight. So we start the game off. Lamar's going crazy and the turf is awful. We're in Cleveland. You know, it's December. It's nasty in Cleveland. It's not like raining or nothing, but you can tell the field is bad. Field is bad. And so Lamar slips on like 3 or 4 drives at the beginning. So he slips on like 3 or 4 drives at the beginning. And you can tell that it's getting to him. You can tell that it's irking him. Slams the ball down, gets upset, but keeps playing through it. They bring him some new cleats. Previous to even that, he ran in for a touchdown, and then the next drive, he ends up running in for a touchdown. So by this point, it's 14-all. It's 14-all. The Browns going 3 and out, and here come the Ravens again. So the Ravens come down, they score again. Lamar's making every big play in the running game. He was 9 attempts for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns just on the ground. That's just on the ground. So we go to halftime, and it's tied 21-14. Baltimore ended up getting another touchdown, which was the second Lamar rush. He didn't rush for any more touchdowns in the second half, but he made a tremendous impact. So he actually set the Monday Night Football record for rushing yards by a quarterback. That's a weird stat I didn't even know existed. So just Monday Night Football, the whole world's watching. Remember, people was talking about Lamar doesn't perform under, big time games. This should kill that noise. I know they're gonna have something to say tomorrow. So Lamar is up. So we keep going. They end up scoring again, a running play. The Browns score again to keep the game close. And in between that, the Ravens have a 3 and out, so it's 21-28 at this point. Game keeps going on. Just tough. It's a tough game. AFC North, just rough and tough game. Like, if you're a football guy, you love this game. Just coaching on both ends. The Ravens were getting destroyed because the Cleveland offensive coordinator was making chess moves to pick on this guy. So the Baltimore coordinator takes that guy out, so they start picking on the other guy, chipping up and down the field, and so they end up getting a 3 and out. The Browns give the ball back to the Ravens, and so the Ravens ends up scoring again. And at this point, it's what was it? I think it was 34-21. So it's 34-21. 34-21. And everybody's like, okay, well, this game's probably almost over. The Ravens trying to take over this game. And this is where the true game starts. If I was confusing at the beginning, none of that really matters, because the true game started when Lamar went out. So Lamar goes out of the game with cramps. He goes out the game with cramps. He hadn't been able to train and practice properly because he got COVID. And so this is his second game back. He's still trying to get his win. So he goes out the game for cramps. And then they bring the other guy out. I can't remember his name, but I'm going to find his name and put his face up because he deserves acknowledgement. So they go out. Lamar goes out, and the whole team just falls apart. Like in basketball, this is basketball. They gave up a 15-0 run. And so the Baltimore can't figure out what to do without Lamar on there. Even in the defense, it was just awful. Whole game falls apart, and Cleveland ends up coming back and taking the lead. It's 34-35, right? So we get down, we're driving, and at this point, everybody's thinking like, just get a field goal. Just get a field goal at this point. It's late fourth quarter. Get a field goal and win this game. So the guy they had in, he was doing well, and Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins was running the ball very well, really, really well. And it was moving. So we are at, it was like 30-10 or 30-15 or something like that. So the guy drops back, and so he tries to make a move, and he steps. But he steps wrong, and luckily he held onto the ball and just fell down. He ends up injuring himself. And so they go on commercial, and Lamar came back and grabbed his helmet. He came back and grabbed his helmet. And they go on commercial. Comes back, and Lamar's on the field. It is 4th and 9. With pretty much the game on the line. Because it's tied at Cleveland is up 1 at this point. And it's 4th and 9. So they go for it. And I'm sorry, I might no. They were up 1. They were up. And so they're trying to get the touchdown. And so Cleveland is playing up his 4th down. 4th and 9. He rolls out and makes a beautiful stride play, throws it straight to Hollywood Brown, who's dropped everything tonight. Like, Hollywood can't catch a cold tonight, but he catches the one that matters and runs in to score. 42, I think it's 42-35 Ravens. And so Lamar has just on some Willis Reed Superman type stuff. He came back and single-handedly saved the Ravens. But the game's not over. There's still time left. And like I said, the coaching between each other, there's chess matches between the coaches. They end up, Baker Mayfield ends up driving the ball back down, and they end up scoring. So it's like 1:03 left. So it's like 1:03 left in the game, and Lamar makes every pass you need him. Middle, first down, middle. Just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I forgot to do it on telecast. Half of his completions were in this drive alone. So just making excellent passes, no mistakes. He played an excellent last 3-4 minutes, and trying to get the ball down there with like I was telling my friend. There's not a lot of Hall of Fame kickers, but Justin Tuck and Alan Vinatieri are the two best kickers I've ever seen. These two guys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And Justin Tuck showed you why he was got to be in the Hall of Fame. He should be in the Hall of Fame. He will be in the Hall of Fame. There shouldn't be a lot of first ballot kickers, but he should be first ballot kicker. So they end up kicking a field goal and they win, and the Cleveland tried to do some end around, ended up getting a safety. Didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Whew. All right, now that I got the game out the way, hopefully all of that makes sense, because I'm going off adrenaline right now. Great game. Because I don't know if I explained it correctly. I'm gonna leave the highlights at the end card and in the description, because this game is probably one of the best games of the year. And so, more of an analyst. He was 11 for 17, 163 yards, a touchdown. Like I said, 9 attempts for 124 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He didn't pass the ball particularly well until he came back out. He didn't pass the ball particularly well, but he did everything else excellent. Running the ball, making the plays he needed to, knowing the regular reads. Big plays. Every big play that needed to be made, Lamar made the big play. Now it don't look good. It's not pretty, and who knows if that was Kansas City, what would happen now? I'm taking this game in a vacuum because this is the first game since last year. I'm like, wow, Lamar is back. So, excellent game. Just wonderful game. Game of the year candidate. I can't even think of one that's better than this one, because this game was just, as y'all can see in my face, it was a great game. There's really nothing else I can say, man. So that's all I got for y'all. I know this part of the video is extremely long, but I have to give y'all all the meat and the details of this excellent game. So that's all I got for y'all. I'm finna go to bed because I am tired. So I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.